The Strong Style Podcast, the revolutionary force in podcast entertainment.
Good evening. You're listening to a Strong Style Podcast. I'm James.
And I'm Todd, and today we're going to be going over every Royal Rumble winner on up until today. We got the Royal Rumble in less than a week away, so we figured we'd go over the winners of the Royal Rumbles over the years, see who we like, who we didn't like that year, who we would have chose, if we agree with them, on up to our 2023 prediction of who we think will win this year's Royal Rumble.
I have no idea.
Okay, let's just stop it now.
I'm just playing.
All right, well,
I shouldn't have an opinion.
my opinion is you have no opinion, then shoot the fucking walk away.
Suck it.
Anyway, we get to 1988, the very first Royal Rumble. It was not a 30-man Rumble. It was only a 20-man Rumble, and it was not a pay-per-view. It was on television.
Yeah. Big John Studd, right?
No. The first winner was Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hacksaw. I knew it was a white guy with a brown beard.
Yeah. I don't really have a problem with Hacksaw winning, especially if it's on television and it's only 20-man, and they didn't establish, the road to WrestleMania, the title shot victory yet, so
They were just kind of testing the waters.
Yeah, they were testing the waters, and they wanted a babyface to win, obviously. So
who came up with the Royal Rumble? Was it Pat Patterson?
Yeah, it was Pat Patterson.
Man, such a brilliant mind.
So in 1989, this is the first 30-man Royal Rumble. It was the first one on pay-per-view. And, oh, by the way, Jim Duggan won by last eliminating the one-man gang.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
that right off the top of my head.
89 was Big John Studd, last eliminating the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Boo.
I say boo, too. Big John Studd had absolutely no fucking place in the company at that time at all. It didn't lead absolutely nowhere.
No.
I think the only thing that he ever did with the company after this was he refereed the Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake Roberts match at one of the WrestleManias. That was it.
If it was down to them two, then it should have been Ted.
Yeah, I think Ted
Could have went
DiBiase.
farther.
Yeah, Ted DiBiase should have won this by a landslide. So
Yeah.
we get to 1990, and Hulk Hogan won this Royal Rumble, last eliminating Mr. Perfect.
I feel like Perfect could have benefited a lot more from winning the Rumble.
I personally would have booked the Ultimate Warrior winning the Royal Rumble.
Ugh.
Because they were going to do Warrior and Hogan at that year's WrestleMania anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that this could have been the ultimate, no pun intended, showcase that the Warrior was ready for Hogan.
But I just can't. I don't like the fucking Ultimate Warrior.
Well, I know you don't like it, but storyline-wise, it would make more sense.
Yeah, but goddamn, he already had the Earth and Moon, the universe strapped to the back of his ass and fucking sent to the fucking moon.
I know, that's why
so.
That's why it would make more sense if he would have won the Rumble.
I mean, you're right. It would have made more sense. But what do I know? I'm a mark.
Well, shut up, Mark. 1991. Hulk Hogan won again, last eliminating Earthquake.
There was a lot more better options than Earthquake being the last second to last guy.
Well, at the time, Earthquake was new in the company, and he was the big monster. They were trying to establish him, and I'm okay with Hogan winning 91. Hogan was going, Hogan that year went on to face Sergeant Slaughter for the world title. Another match that should have never been as good as it had the right to be, but it was, in my opinion. So,
yeah, I actually agree with you. Yeah, I think this made sense. It worked well. Like, him winning, led to him and Slaughter for the title, which it should.
Then we get to 1992, which is considered one of the best Rumbles ever, if not the best. That's the one Ric Flair won by last eliminating Sid.
I don't have no problem with Rick.
I don't have a problem either. This was the first Royal Rumble where the title shot was not on the line. The actual title was on the line because the title was vacated because of the controversy between The Undertaker and Hogan.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that I did not like about it is the fact that Sid straight up eliminated Hogan from the match. And Hogan did that bullshit where he pulled it, he tugged on Sid's arm and Flair came from behind and dumped him. Yeah. Which automatically should have made Sid the babyface because he just got fucked. Because he eliminated Hogan fair and square, and Hogan was a sour fucking puss about it. And it was apparent that year at WrestleMania when Sid and Hogan came out, and Hogan got fucking booed, and Sid was fucking cheered.
Well, what do you know? Why would that have happened the way it did?
Yeah, that was...
Because it was a babyface finish.
Yeah. It was
not a babyface finish, but
it was a heel finish.
It was a heel finish, but a way to turn somebody babyface.
Right, like Sid getting dumped and doing that to Hogan would have made more sense than Hogan doing it to Sid.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would have
flipped it.
I don't know if I would have flipped it, but maybe I would have. I guess the only way it would work is if you flip it, I guess.
I mean, if you keep that ending, the only way it works to me is if you flip it. But, honestly, Hogan should have eliminated Sid. Sid should have done some faulty shit.
Yeah.
And then when Hogan wasn't paying attention, Rick dumped Hogan's ass over.
Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense babyface heel-wise.
Right.
But at the time, Sid wasn't a full-blown heel either, which makes it even more like weird.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like Hogan was fucking over another babyface.
I bet you Hogan was behind this whole fucking.
Oh, I'm sure he was. Anyway, we get to 1993, and that was the year of Yokozuna coming into the company. Big monster, last eliminating the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
I mean, a good way to put over monster,
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with it because I know Savage was all for making people.
Yeah. It would have been cool to see Savage win the Rumble at least one time, but, it didn't put a dent in his career that he didn't.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting to.
Him being the last guy eliminated by Yokozuna really put Yoko over the top. So, he went on to beat Brett at that year's WrestleMania for the title, and then Hogan had to stick his fucking python in everybody's ass again.
It just seems like where it rains, it pours, but fucking clouds are just fucking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Brother.
Then we get to 1994, and that was the first ever co-winning Royal Rumble between the Total Package Lex Luger and Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret Hart should have won. Just hands down.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think Lex Luger should have won.
Okay.
I think that the Bret Hart-Owen Hart feud was so good, you didn't need to put Bret in the title picture. His total focus should have been on Owen. It kind of made Owen look like the background, even though they had the match and Owen beat him. Luger, that was Luger's year. Luger should have been the world champion. He should have beat Yokozuna. And after the Owen feud, maybe Bret and Luger have that friendly match, and Bret fucking rolls him up and pins him.
It's hard to argue with you on that.
I think that giving more time for Bret and Owen would have been better, and giving Luger his fucking just due, because he was... I mean, who gives a shit that he blabbed his mouth at some bar? You know, that's the story of why they didn't give him the title.
What, because he got into it with somebody at the bar?
No, he was at a bar or whatever, and he was like, yeah, they're supposed to give me the title, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, he told somebody that,
Yeah.
you know.
And then they, but...
Well, you don't care because you're not in the business.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, 1995, probably the worst Royal Rumble I've personally ever seen.
I don't like it.
Shawn Michaels won by last eliminating the British Bulldog. The final two is fine. The winner is fine. This was the least star-studded Royal Rumble in history. I mean, it was bad. Like,
It was.
Like, out of the 30 guys, realistically, maybe 4 could have realistically won it, and 2 of them was the last 2 guys.
Yeah.
The other one was Luger, and the other one I'm just pulling out of my fucking ass. Maybe Crush. I'm serious. That was about the only ones. That was the only guys that were positioned at the top of the card that could possibly would have won.
Yeah, because you had like a lot of fillers and mid-carders.
Yeah,
Like,
it was terrible.
Yeah, it was not good.
So we get to 1996, which was a lot better. Shawn Michaels won that again, and he last eliminated Big Daddy Cool Diesel. There's a storyline there with Shawn collapsing, getting the enziguri kick by Owen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, can he come back to wrestling? Is he going to be, and then this was like kind of his comeback and whatever. So him being the winner to go on to face Bret, I understand.
Yeah.
However, there were some eliminations in this match by him that I thought was bullshit.
Okay.
In particular, this was Vader's debut in the WWF.
That's
And
right. Yeah.
he's over there going at it tooth and nail with Yokozuna. Now, at the time, both of these guys are managed by Jim Cornette. So it's, Cornette's going crazy. Stop, they fighting. Kind of like your mom with the dogs.
Fuck you. To anybody listening, ignore this sack of shit.
But he goes over there and he dumps them out. Both of them.
You got to think against the little guys.
Do you think it's realistic that Shawn Michaels could dump Vader and Yokozuna over the top rope at the same time?
What do you know?
He's fucking... I try to keep it professional, but
No, you're right. You're 100% right, man.
I mean, super kicking Diesel to eliminate him, cool. But he literally just runs over there and with one arm grabs Vader by the crotch, grabs the other arm, Yokozuna by the crotch, and dumps them both out.
It's leverage, man. It's leverage.
I mean, that's fucking 600 pounds and fucking 450 pounds right there.
That's a lot of meat.
I understand you want Shawn to look strong, but god damn, did he really need to do it? I think it would have been more effective if Shawn would have caught Yoko with a super kick, sent him out of the ring, and Diesel would have fucking big booted Vader, and he would have got out of, and he would have been eliminated.
Right.
Like each one of them would have done it. You know.
Well,
Anyway.
maybe they wanted to just make Shawn just look like, the second coming of God.
Well, they were pushing him towards that. 1997, Stone Cold Steve Austin won, last eliminating Bret Hart. Realistically, Bret Hart won when he dumped Steve Austin out, but the referees didn't see it. So Austin snuck back in and eliminated Bret.
Yeah.
This was okay. This was okay. It was in Texas, so Austin winning was kind of cool. However, I feel like this was the second year in a row they kind of shit on Bret. They started shitting on Bret in 1996. Okay, when it became all about making Shawn. Now, the plan is to have Bret go into WrestleMania in 1997 to get the favor returned back to him that he gave to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12.
Right.
Shawn loses his smile and his balls and his drug dealer and everything else. So he can't do it.
Serious.
Yeah, so he can't do it. So Bret ends up taking on Austin because even though Austin wins the Royal Rumble, the controversy, and they go to the Final Four, and Shawn gives up the title, so whoever wins the Final Four wins the belt.
Yeah.
Bret wins the belt. Sid beats him the very next night on Raw for the belt. Does Bret get a title shot against Sid? No. Does Austin get the title shot against Sid? No. You know what they do? They put Sid and Bret Hart in a cage match on Monday Night Raw. Excuse me. And Sid was already going to face Undertaker. Bret's already going to face Austin.
Yeah.
What's on the line is which one of those matches is going to be for the title. So that's where you had Undertaker beating the shit out of Bret because he wants his match with Sid to be for the title, and you had Austin beating the shit out of Sid because he wants his match to be the title. And ultimately, Bret, Sid wins. And that's when Bret cuts that, this is bullshit. Everybody in that goddamn locker room knows I'm the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. He shoves Vince McMahon down on his fucking ass.
Mr. Martin is ours.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of your history on 97.
Yeah, it was. I didn't like it. I thought Austin just should have eliminated Bret.
Yeah. I think Bret should have just won.
You think Bret should have won?
I think Bret should have won the match. I mean, up until that point. See, that title match at the Royal Rumble was Sid and Shawn. Shawn beat Sid to win back the title. So if you're going to do Bret and Shawn at WrestleMania, have Bret win the fucking match. Because the next year, 1998, Steve Austin wins the Royal Rumble, rightfully so, by last eliminating The Rock. Goes on to WrestleMania to face Shawn Michaels and wins the title for the first time.
Yeah.
So, you get to 1999, probably the most infuriating storyline-wise.
Yeah.
Mr. McMahon won by last eliminating Steve Austin.
No, that should have not happened.
But Steve Austin ends up getting the title shot anyway at The Rock.
Still, it was fucking pointless for Vince McMahon to win the Rumble.
Yeah, it was pointless for Vince McMahon to do, win the Royal Rumble. He was a WWF champion. He was a fucking ECW champion. I get storylines, and I'm all about storylines. I really am. I don't believe in just going out there and just wrestle. I don't think that draws. And if you watch AEW, you'll know that it doesn't fucking draw. I like the way you talk, too. But
I'm all about a good storyline.
yeah, they could have. I think that they relied too much on Vince McMahon, or maybe Vince McMahon relied too much on himself to carry out these storylines. I think.
Yeah.
At some point, I mean, Vince knew when to back off, but sometimes, the perfect example would be like that higher power shit where, that was like one of the most disappointing reveals, People were like, it's me, Austin. It was me all along. Yeah, that stuff.
All right. Well, I said that kind of like, fucking. All right. Well, who do you think should have won? If it wasn't Vince McMahon.
I don't know. That storyline, considering that storyline, I mean, I don't know who else could have won.
Who did Vince eliminate last?
Austin.
Yeah, that's right.
That was the whole storyline, and that was also the year where we knew China was going to be number 30. So, yeah. I mean, I guess in storyline-wise, it was cool. You can't say Foley or Rock because they were in the title match.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Maybe it was good.
Maybe it was good, but,
It still leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it does, because Vince wasn't even in the entire match. Like, he ran from Austin underneath the rope, and he was gone the entire match until the last... maybe 10 minutes of it, and he came back out. So, it was one of those things. 2000, The Rock won that by last eliminating The Big Show.
Yeah.
And personally, I didn't like 2000 at all.
I didn't either.
The actual event, the Royal Rumble, was a good show.
Yeah.
But the entire year of 2000, The Rock won. Okay, cool. We should have had, no disrespect to Big Show or Mick Foley. They did not belong in the main event. That main event that year should have been The Rock and Triple H. They were the two hottest fuckers in the company. The Rock being the babyface, Triple H being the heel.
Yeah.
That was The Rock's year. I mean, it was Triple H's year, but it was also The Rock's year. Like, it was Triple H's year to be the hottest heel, and it was The Rock's. The Rock was the previous year's hottest heel.
Yeah.
So now it's time for him to be the ultimate
face.
babyface.
Yeah.
So whoever you want to go over in that match is fine, but they should have had one-on-one. I understand that Foley wanted to come back and get that one more, I've never been in the main event type of deal, and that's cool, but you could have easily just booked him in a match. Like, you could have booked him with the Big Show in like a hardcore match, or maybe you could have booked him into a match with maybe Shane or something. Shane, I'm the new hardcore legend. Fuck you, Foley. And okay, you really want to know what it's about? Okay, I'll show you what it's about.
I'll show you what it's about.
I'll show you, you little rich shit. But,
Uncle Paul.
2001, that was also Steve Austin being the first ever 3-time winner, last eliminating Kane. This was the match that Kane basically set a record, eliminated buku's amount of people.
Yeah.
And this was also Austin's comeback. He had just come back earlier that year from having the neck surgery, so, it was only fitting that Austin would win this.
Right. I don't have any problem with it because they made Austin eliminate a very strong looking Kane.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I'm just thinking of the aftermath after it because this led to the WrestleMania 17 match where Austin and McMahon shook each other's hands and nobody asked for that, nobody wanted it, and
everybody wanted to take it back.
People were fucking legitimately pissed, even people like us that knew the deal about wrestling. Even people like us that are smarks. Yeah, even we were like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
So, I need to beat you, Rock. 2002, again, Triple H won that one, last eliminating Kurt Angle. This was Triple H's comeback after tearing his quad thingy. He went on to face Jericho for the undisputed title at WrestleMania. It was a good match, but
I think Kurt Angle should have won.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. That's just me being a Kurt Angle fan, though. I would have rather saw Kurt Angle and Jericho go at it than Triple H. Match would have been way better.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, the match would probably have been a little bit better because it's Kurt.
I think it would have been more entertaining.
But at the same time, any main event on that show was doomed.
Yeah.
Because nothing was going to be exciting more than Hogan and Rock.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
That's just, I mean, it's weird to say that about a Hogan match, but...
Yeah, okay, it's true, but, we still have Andre and Hogan, but you also have Steamboat and Savage that's talked about. That could have been that type of moment.
Well, that's the thing about it. I don't think Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho could have drew more than Triple H and Jericho drew.
No, but we could have probably been talking about a match.
30
years
we
later.
Probably could have, but storyline-wise, it wouldn't have been better.
Fuck a storyline. Why don't we just have matches?
Because you can't just have matches.
Why?
Because you got to get people's interest into it.
Why?
Because people can't just go out there and do every single goddamn move they know in one match on television.
But ECW did it.
Well, what? ECW didn't even fucking have TV.
I'm the television champion and we ain't even got a goddamn television show.
Right. And,
no, I was making a point there.
Yeah. It's like, I'm the greatest wrestler in the world, but I'm going to have my best match not with my American company. I'm going to go to Japan and do it for another company. and it'd be 6 stars. You're lucky to get 2.5 out of me, buddy. Don't make me get my broom. Anyway, where am I at? 2003. Brock Lesnar won the 2003 Royal Rumble by last eliminating The Undertaker.
It was Brock's year.
Yeah, I say so too. Brock, I have no problem with that.
And you eliminate the dead man himself, so, that's a pretty big rub.
2004, Chris Benoit. Last eliminating...
Steven Richards.
Yeah, Stevie Richards. No, it was the Big Show. I really liked 2004, not only because I was a Benoit fan and happy to see him win, but it was pretty realistic. You know, he wasn't going to clothesline the Big Show over. He wasn't going to throw him out like a sack of shit. He fucking hooked on like that guillotine and kind of choked him over the rope, which is probably one of the most realistic. It might not have been that exciting, but it was a realistic finish to it. So I'm fine with that because, you know, at the time, you know, 2 championships, Benoit go after one. They did the thing with Eddie and Brock, and Eddie, you know, had the match with Kurt Angle that year. So, 2005, we were set to have history repeat ourselves with Batista and John Cena, but Vince McMahon came out there with every intention of this not being the case. And rumor has it this was not planned. This wasn't planned for Vince to come out there. Wasn't planned for both of them to go over the top rope. They both legitimately accidentally went over the top rope. That's why Vince came out there in character and tore both his fucking knees out from his fucking...
that's right, and just sat in the ring.
And just sat there, and they restarted the match, and that's when Batista finally eliminated Cena. It was Batista's year. Because, and I'm going to be straight up and honest with you, the only reason Batista won this match is because Batista was on Raw. They have a storyline with him and Triple H, both of them being in Evolution. Who can stop Triple H? Well, obviously nobody, but maybe the guy right beside him can. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what they done. And Batista was getting very, very popular. And they were doing this whole thing where, you know, Triple H is only the champ because Batista saves his ass all the time.
Yeah.
So that's the storyline they went. It shot Batista into superstardom. Same year, Cena did the same thing. You know, he wrestled JBL, and both of them became world champions. So
I don't have no problem with the way they did the whole storyline, promoted and booked Batista.
Nope. 2006, Rey Mysterio last eliminating Randy Orton. Hate it, and fucking hate it more. Because everybody knows why Rey Mysterio won the Royal Rumble, and it's because Eddie Guerrero died. End of story. No more discussion.
No, it was pretty much like a pity thing.
It was a pity thing. The WrestleMania match was pity. Rey Mysterio beat Randy Orton and Kurt Angle in a triple threat match to win the world title at that year's WrestleMania. And now somebody will say, Mysterio isn't, they use him for putting over talent right now. No, they'd fucking job him out. They've been jobbing him out for the last 10 fucking years. They used him for what they wanted to use him for at that moment because it sold tickets. Okay, I get it. But, let's not, it's not this is not a spectacular, fond memory that I have.
No. Actually,
and
I knew what they were doing,
yeah.
but
And
like when I saw it was
somebody's
just
going
like-
to somebody's going to listen to this and go, well, if that's the case, why didn't they just have Chavo win it? Because Ray is a bigger fucking star, you idiot.
Yeah.
They want sentimental, but they're not fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Suck a dick.
Suck a duck. Yeah, I didn't like this.
I didn't like that at all. I think that, if anything, John Cena probably should have won it that year. I don't know if he was even in the Rumble match. That might have been the year where he fought Umaga. It kind of runs together for me.
Yeah, it was a very dark period of time.
2008. Am I at 2008? No, I'm at 2007, excuse me. The Undertaker won by last eliminating Shawn Michaels, and the only thing I got to say is about goddamn time.
Yeah.
Um,
We should have been mentioning his name.
Yeah. 2008, that's when John Cena was out with an injury, and he came back at Madison Square Garden as a surprise, and he won the Royal Rumble that year by last eliminating Triple H. Hated it, hated it, hated it, hated it. Fucking hated it. I don't like John Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, I just said that he probably should have won 2006.
You
But
did.
I really hate these comeback. You know what I'm saying? And by the time we get to the end of this it's going to come back around. I hate these comeback.
Victories.
Well, you haven't done shit because you've been out of the ring, you've been having an injury, and now all of a sudden you can come back and beat 29 men? Well, he's not the first, so I can't shit on him
he's
for that,
not.
but it was just so disappointing. Anyway,
Yeah, there's
2009.
Anyway, before you get to 2009, there's so many other people that could have used the rub.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, you could have had John Cena get all the way to the end and then give the rub to somebody to put him over and
Yeah.
then set up a feud.
Yeah. 2009. Randy Orton won by last eliminating Triple H. I don't remember this Rumble too much, so whatever. Cool, Randy Orton. 2010, Edge won by last eliminating John Cena. I got no problem with Edge winning,
This is when they were doing the rated R push.
I guess. All runs together.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
2011. This was when they were going to do the 40-man Royal Rumble.
You.
The biggest Royal Rumble in history. And Alberto Del Rio, or as Dutch Mantel says, Del Rio, won it by last eliminating. Do you remember who he last eliminated?
No.
Santino Marella.
Okay.
This was the biggest fucking church fart in the world. Not only does Alberto Del Rio, he doesn't suck, but he's not on that level. He's not charismatic like an Eddie Guerrero. He's not high-flying like a Rey Mysterio. He's not your next Hispanic superstar. He did not have go away, you're a heel, I don't like you heat. He had go away heat, we don't want to see you because you're not that entertaining.
Alberto Del Rio had so many chances and opportunities that I can't wrap my mind around of why.
Yeah.
Like, it makes my fucking butthole quiver because the opportunities, this man was given like championships and like pushes, like,
And he still complained.
and still complained.
Like, the guy, like, if you put his career just in WWE, guys won multiple championships. He's won world championships. He's won the Royal Rumble. He's been in big matches at WrestleMania. He's done everything that other people could dream about doing, and he's still a bitter fucking Mexican.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. He's just a piece of shit. And I don't understand what they saw in this undeserving piece of shit. I would have rather fucking them done this with Ray again or fucking somebody else. But there was no charisma. He's piss poor on the mic.
Yeah.
He had a fake Spanish accent. Like, he looked like shit. He wasn't in shape. Like, fuck him and the dicks he rode in on and off on. If I never see him again, it'd be too fucking soon. And by the way, he fought in Pride under a fucking mask and got his fucking nugget kicked off by Mirko Cro Cop. Thank God that I have that to watch.
Yep, 2012, another. Sheamus won by last defeating Chris Jericho. This sucked ass. Not because Sheamus sucks. Sheamus does not suck. He's good. I like him. But Jericho had so much fucking heat coming back. This was the year where he would come back and he wouldn't say anything in the ring, and he literally turned himself a heel by doing nothing.
Yeah.
That was great. And the way that Sheamus just fucking kicked him and he just fucking fell like a goddamn mannequin, Jericho knew this was bullshit.
Is this the same year that he bro kicked
Yes,
DB,
this led to Sheamus bro kicking Daniel Bryan in 3 seconds.
Oh my God, that made me so goddamn mad.
This was also the year where Jericho, I can't remember if he fought Punk at Mania that year, if he fought Edge that year.
I thought it was Punk.
I think it was Punk. I can't remember. But anyway, we get to 2013, right?
Yeah.
John Cena won by last eliminating Ryback.
Oh, what a fucking meathead.
Yeah.
Talking about an undeserving piece of shit.
That was one of the most disappointing pay-per-views I saw that year because Punk had to drop the title to The Rock.
Yeah.
Cena run the Royal Rumble. We had just came off of The Rock and Cena at the previous year's WrestleMania. Now they're going to have the rematch, but this time the title's on the line. And you know that The Rock is returning the favor to Cena and giving him the fucking title.
Yeah.
And for the second or third year in a row, you fuck over your workhorse, which is CM Punk.
Oh yeah, they fucked him over hard.
Fucked him over hard. But you're working with you're working with the Undertaker, Punk. That alone is the main event. You fucking idiot. I'm not the last match. I'm not the main event. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, they didn't treat Punk like a main event star.
No.
Even though he was a world champion, he main evented one pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Or two?
Like one.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Like he got people back into wrestling. He got people talking about wrestling again. For the first time, ESPN was mentioning wrestling.
Yeah.
Like pro wrestling. And
Because of the pipe bomb, if you don't know what
right.
we're talking
And
about.
because it was unplanned and because it wasn't in their cards, they shit on it. They, meaning Vince McMahon and the company, they shit on it. I don't give a fuck. Well, CM Punk's difficult. No, he isn't. He's money. I don't give a fuck if you're difficult. If I'm running a company, I want somebody that brings in money. Okay?
Yeah.
If you bring in me money, It's so fucking stupid. That'd be like Eric Bischoff firing Hulk Hogan in 1997. Are you fucking retarded?
Yeah. That's like you make Hogan your star, but you don't let him main event.
Yeah.
Because that
And
makes
that's
logically sense.
And that's the problem with AEW right now. They ain't got no Hogan. They got a bunch of fucking Vincents. Anyway, the next person on the list, Batista won in 2014 by last eliminating Roman Reigns. Everybody fucking knows 2014 Daniel Bryan should have won that fucking Royal Rumble hands down. No discussion.
Yeah.
Fight me. Royal Rumble 2015, Roman Reigns won by last eliminating Rusev. This is the match where they actually had to bring out The Rock to get people to cheer for Roman Reigns, and it still didn't work. And even The Rock's raising his hand, and all these boos are happening, and you see The Rock have that look on his face like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
Like, we didn't want him to win. He's not our guy. He's not our guy.
I don't want your life, Daddy.
2016, Triple H won by eliminating Dean Ambrose, and this was the second time in WWE history where the championship was on the line in the Royal Rumble match. I'm fine with it because the alternative would have been Dean Ambrose. Dean fucking Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose was fine. John Moxley should.
I will take 45-year-old Triple H over 30-year-old Dean Ambrose any day of the week.
Yeah, but they had better alternatives than those two.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, well.
Fuck Dean Ambrose. Fuck John Moxley. Mixley. His fucking name is Sean Walkman.
No, it's not. If you're listening, that is X-Pac or Six.
Dean Ambrose, Dean Moxley. You got X-Pac heat with me, fucker. Go away. So, we get to 2017. Randy Orton won by last eliminating Roman Reigns. Cool. I believe this led to that fucking horrible Randy Orton Bray Wyatt match
at Mania.
Where the lights were all,
Bugs.
the bugs, and it was fucking rotten.
Whose idea that was should be taken out back, old Yeller style.
Yeah, and then we get to some women, but we don't give a fuck, so we're going to skip that.
But you gotta include the women's.
Okay, here's your winners of the women's. Okay, you ready? Asuka, Becky, Charlotte, Bianca, Ronda Rousey. Is that a fucking stereotypical list enough for you? Okay.
Still good winners, though.
Decent winners. Don't give a fuck, though. Okay, we get to 2018. Last eliminating Roman Reigns. Winner, Shinsuke Nakamura.
I love Nakamura.
I do, too.
Too bad they didn't do anything with him.
I think it would have been awesome for him to beat AJ Styles for the title. Did you notice the same night that he won the men's Royal Rumble, Asuka won
The women's
Royal Rumble. So two big Japanese stars were main eventing WrestleMania for their respective titles.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And both of them fucking lost. Both of them were undefeated.
Yeah.
And both of them were defeated that night because Vince McMahon hates Japs.
You can't say that.
He hates Japs. Hogan called Yokozuna a Jap.
What is wrong with you?
Hogan called him a Jap, his own Coliseum home video.
I believe that Vince McMahon is he's probably a racist piece of shit.
They can't speak English, pal.
They can't cut a promo.
Then why are you pushing him, you fucking senile old fucking bastard? Because we're gonna show them how Americans are so much better than that Japanese stuff that Dave Meltzer always gives 6 moons to. It's stars, you idiot. Fucker. Dave Meltzer sucks too. Dave Meltzer's a Kenny Omega, Young Bucks. They run trains on him nightly.
6 stars. 6 stars.
Oh, God. Oh, God, you got a big Omega in my ass right now.
You don't know enough about wrestling to say that.
What's up, Bucks? I'm ready to fucks.
Continue the list.
Where am I at? Hold on. Let's see. It's 2019. Seth Rollins won that one by last eliminating Braun Strowman. I don't agree with that. I think Braun Strowman should have won.
Yeah.
I love Seth Rollins, but he has plenty of shelf life more than Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman should have won at that
He
time.
was white hot.
Braun Strowman, Braun Strowman did everything right that Ryback couldn't do right.
Yeah.
And he should have been rewarded for it, and he wasn't. He was poo-pooed on. So we get to 2020, and Drew McIntyre won by last eliminating Roman Reigns.
Yeah, in a crowd of 0 people.
No, it was in front of people.
No, that was in front of people.
Yeah, it was in front of people.
2021, I'm thinking
Because that was the one where Brock was dominating and
Right.
Drew eliminated Brock with the kick.
Let me rephrase that. Drew McIntyre had a amazing victory, and it was spectacular. Then COVID hit, and
Yeah, he should have been.
he won at the wrong time.
He won at the wrong fucking time. And now we got 2021. This was back in front of the crowd, and Edge won by eliminating Randy Orton. I love Edge, but he shouldn't have. Why is Edge winning?
Because it was a comeback.
He's 50 years old.
It was a comeback. It's a story.
They didn't even do this for Goldberg. This sucked because Edge went on to do a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Wait a minute, this might have been No Crowd too. I can't remember. Anyway, who was in that triple threat?
This would be No Crowd 2021.
Who was in that triple? It was Edge, it was Reigns, and who was the other person? Was it Orton? Was it Owens? I can't remember, but I remember Roman Reigns putting both of them on top of each other and just 1, 2, 3 in them.
Yeah.
Was it AJ? Might have been AJ. It was either AJ, Owens, maybe Orton. I can't remember, but I remember that everybody was like everybody wanted that Edge Roman Reigns match, right? Spear versus Spear at WrestleMania. And they just shit all over it. And again, another reason why they did not give us what we wanted. And again, this started or continued the Roman Reigns fucking 2-year reign of terror.
It wasn't Daniel. It was Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, yes, that was one of his last big matches before he left to go to the fucking kindergarten class.
You're an idiot. You just got AEW. You've downgraded. -5 stars. Marks. Storylines.
Of course they attract people. They can book their own shit.
I want AEW to do very well.
I do too, but I don't like the way it's run. I don't like the way they're showcased, and they got an overinflated roster that they don't know what to fucking do with. And the people that they have on their roster that people know and could give them ratings, they leave on the sidelines. And the people that nobody gives a fuck about, they put them on television.
At least they got rid of Joey Janela.
Did they, or did he just stop?
They didn't renew his contract. They did some good things. They're making some good moves.
They're fucking idiots. They are a bunch of goddamn fucking peons that... You know why? You know why they don't book good? Because they have nobody that can do it. They have no... Well, they probably do.
They don't need storylines.
No. They got guys in the back. They got Dean Malenko. They got Arn Anderson. They got all these guys. But, you know, cowboys walk around and tell them to shut the fuck up. We don't need to take advice from you. That's what they have. So Arn and Dean probably just plays cards and gets a paycheck and says, fuck it. Fuck it. We don't need no advice from you. Even though, you know, you guys made more money nationally than we do fucking nationwide.
ECW didn't have storylines.
Yeah, sure didn't. Did you know Tommy Dreamer went to camp with Raven and stole his girlfriend and then married her? And that's the reason why Raven was mad at Tommy Dreamer. And that storyline went on for 3 years. Excuse me, that wrestling match went on for 3 years.
That's one story. They only had one storyline.
They only needed one storyline.
Why did they only need one storyline?
Why does two people need to feud 3 or 4 different times for 3 or 4 different storylines?
I don't know. You tell me, Todd.
They don't. They don't.
But everybody wanted to see Dreamer win.
2022 Royal Rumble winner was Brock Lesnar. Last eliminating Drew McIntyre. Fuck it! Nope, and nope. I like Brock. Brock never should have won the Money in Bank. Brock never should have won this Royal Rumble. They're tainted victories. I understand it pushes storylines, but I am sick of fucking Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry. I'm sick of fucking Brock Lesnar. I know he draws some money, but every time they bring him back, they put him in the same fucking situation. And it's just not entertaining anymore. It's not. And he took away... Every time Brock wins something...
He takes opportunities
He
away
takes it away from somebody else.
that deserves it.
That deserve it. And that ends the Royal Rumble winners. And this year, the 2023 Royal Rumble, I am predicting a comeback from Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble. And or if the WWE had balls, if they had a sack hooked to their scrotum, if they had any goddamn guts,
You have
guts at all, one man should win this Royal Rumble.
Who's that?
Sami Zayn.
Ew.
Sami Zayn should win the Royal Rumble.
Ew.
Why, ooh?
Ew.
Why?
Ew.
Why?
It should be an Uso.
An Uso?
Yeah, it should
Are
be.
you really fucking retarded now?
Are you fucking retarded?
Did you hit your fucking head coming down here?
Did you hit your head on something?
Why should it be an Uso?
I'll kick your leg from under your leg.
Why should it be an Uso? Neither one of them could sell out a fucking skating arena, let alone a fucking real arena.
Because they've been building towards it. The turn against Roman.
You haven't watched in a while. That is now Sami Zayn. No, fuck the Usos.
No, I totally agree with you. I think it should be Sami Zayn.
No, the Usos are a great tag team. Yeah. They should, they should go into WrestleMania with the titles, and you know, have a great match with a decent tag team. I'm predicting probably when Randy Orton comes back from his injury, maybe him and Riddle versus the Usos. That could be a big match.
Hey,
but
they should put the title on Riddle.
Riddle?
Yeah. That's a money maker right there.
I don't know.
I'm lying. I don't believe that at all.
I mean, Riddle's kind of like a cheap knockoff of Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, he's the Dollar General version.
You know.
He's like, eh. And you're like, after one or two times playing with it. No, I mean, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn should get the title shot because of what's been happening with him. And
would it put Sami Zayn over if he beat Roman Reigns for the title?
I think so. I think that Roman is looking to take time off anyway after WrestleMania. I'm thinking that he's already slowing down. Think about that. This dude is in the prime of his career, and he's only wrestling once a month. It's not like Hogan in WCW when he's fucking 45 years old, and he's done everything in fucking wrestling, and he can do that.
Coast.
Yeah, he can do that. This is a guy who's 38, 39 years old, maybe even younger than that, 37, 38, 39, in the fucking prime of his career, and he's doing shit like that. I mean, I don't get it. I understand, hey, you know, it takes a toll on your body. If you want to stop him from doing house shows, that would be fine. You know, you want to see me, pay for it.
Right.
You know, but I don't know. To me, Reigns should be out there. I mean, that's why me and people like me disrespect and hate today's modern wrestling. Do you think Ric Flair at 38, 39 years old would ask somebody to have off? No. He wants to wrestle every goddamn show. Every show, and go 60 minutes. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to do it at 40. He wanted to do it at 50. If he could do it at 60, he would have done it. That's the difference between guys that are wrestlers and guys that are superstars today. And that's the goddamn truth. That's the truth. That's the difference between your Rocks and your Austins. The reason why Austin can't do it is because he fucking broke his neck and he just can't do it. Rock can do it. He just doesn't want to do it because he can make shitty movies and make more money.
Yep.
And that's the God's honest truth. And WWE has to take accountability for letting outside people in and making it look like it's easy. Your fucking Bad Bunnies and your Logan Pauls and your Paw Paws and whoever the fuck else. I don't give a fuck if this dude can do a leapfrog. I don't give a fuck.
Why don't you give a fuck?
Because, have you seen this scrawny mophead looking fuck?
Yes, I've seen Bad Bunny.
No, the other one.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, fuck him too.
Or is it Logan?
I don't know, fuck both of them.
Logan.
Fuck both of them. They're both pieces of goddamn garbage. And I understand what WWE does it because they're popular and they want to do all this. Stop being gay, WWE. Do your own thing. Back in the Attitude Era, you didn't give a fuck. You didn't give a fuck. Okay? Bring some controversy.
That is controversial.
It ain't controversy. They're pushing him as a fucking babyface. Bring Mike Tyson back after he just raped somebody.
So you'd rather have Naked Minion run in on your television scene?
Yeah. I'd rather watch Naked Minion versus the Blue Meanie for the Intercontinental European title in a pole match. But before you can climb the pole, you got to strip your opponent naked.
Logan Paul's pretty solid.
He fucking sucks ass.
What?
What the fuck does he do? Nothing.
He's pretty. I mean, his fundamentals are pretty good.
He sees what other people does and he does them. Why does he deserve that spot? Because he's a fucking YouTuber? Cedric Alexander can do everything that he just did. Shelton Benjamin can do everything he just did. Why can't they be in that spot?
Because they're not as popular, son.
Because he took their goddamn spot.
So you're telling me that it's not right that they bring in a YouTuber and give it to them?
I'm telling you that it ain't right. That goddamn...
The hell you say, boy? It ain't right. No, I totally agree with you. I'm just trying to...
Drew McIntyre struggled against Roman Reigns in a contest. That was pretty good. You know, they had that showdown at the castle, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Pretty good match. And Logan Paul, or Jake Paul, whatever his name is, gives Roman the same struggle? That's fucking stupid, man. It's fucking stupid. Stupid!
But it's a wrestling match.
No.
So you're telling me not everybody should be a professional wrestler?
I'm telling you that it takes more than fucking leapfrogs and drop kicks. I'm not saying the dude's not athletic. He's athletic as hell. But
But he can have a match. Ain't that what professional wrestling is about?
The motherfucker.
It's about just matches, though.
The motherfucker didn't even go through Tough Enough. Hell, even the goddamn UFC had the Ultimate Fighter. This dude was popular because of other things, and I get that. Why didn't they ever put Mike Tyson in a match? Because Mike Tyson knew he wasn't a wrestler. He was a boxer. Okay? He knew that. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can get in here and do all this stuff that you guys do. That stuff looks dangerous. That was a goddamn good impression. Don't act like it won't.
It's alright. It was pretty good. So you're telling me that...
You're telling me that this is vegan. So there's no ham in this.
So you're telling me that not everybody should step into the professional wrestling ring.
I'm telling you that when you can get somebody...
But it's okay. You can have a match, though. It's all about the matches. It's not about the storyline.
No, see, the thing about that is when you bust your ass on the indie scene, when there's nobody that comes and sees you, and you do it locally, and you do it, you know, around the states and stuff, that's when you have your wrestling matches. That's when you can own your craft. So by the time that you get called up to a big company, you know how to do business. You already know how to wrestle. You're there to do business. You're there to make money. You're there to sell yourself. Only certain people understand this. Only certain people want to get on television and still convince the world that they're this badass wrestler when they know that people know what you do is an act. You want to know why they know that? Because you tell them that. You wink at them all the time. Any chance you get to tell them that this is all pretend, you do it. So therefore, you go in there and you have this long, drawn-out, 50 fucking finisher kick-out fucking spot fest. For what? To pop fucking the nerd sitting in the front row? Why are you doing it? When it's not gonna, it's no storyline, it's not gonna lead to anything. It's no nothing. You're not making any money. You're not pitching. Oh, wouldn't it be cool? Well, could we do this? Could we do that? No, it's not that. Nobody is giving people ideas about, okay, that's cool for tonight. What are we doing next week? What are we doing the week after that? What are we doing the week after that? They're not doing that. They're going to each other and they're saying, oh, I'm going to do this in this match. And then you do that in that match. Wouldn't that be fucking cool? Wouldn't Melzer cream in his fucking trousers? Wouldn't the internet like? But what money have you made? Nothing. Nobody tunes in. It's 2023. You have your own network television. And I'm not just shitting on AEW. WWE does it as well. They don't give people incentive to say, holy shit, it's fucking Monday night. I'm not doing a goddamn thing else. I'm going home and I'm watching wrestling. Nobody fucking says that anymore. Nobody cares anymore.
Nope.
And AEW had a chance to say, all these people are upset with the same old fucking cross-eyed fucking bullshit that WWE is doing. Let us give them an alternative. They were supposed to be an alternative. They're not a goddamn alternative anymore. They are the exact same, but worse. Worse. You know why? Because they got so much goddamn talent and they do jack shit with them. They do goddamn jack shit with them. So, while so-called wrestling people can say, oh man, that was a really good match, the average person that would actually spend money on this company sees it and fucking turns the channel because it's stupid. Because they're out there entertaining themselves instead of being a wrestling company. That's what they're doing. They're not giving anybody... You don't have to convince the person to watch your show. If it's wrestling and people like wrestling, they're going to watch it. But if they like your product, they're going to continue to watch it. And that's not what people do. They say, oh shit, I didn't know wrestling was on TNT anymore. Let me sit down. What the fuck is this shit? Let me fucking turn it. I'm going to fucking watch Andy Griffin for a 600 rerun. People would rather fucking do that. You don't give them anything. And you can. You got all the talent. You got all the money. You got everything in the world. So stop talking shit about what WWE is doing. WWE is going to have a fucking fan base because it's been around for 60 fucking years. Deal with it. You're claiming that you're this new company and you haven't shown me one goddamn thing new that I haven't seen in professional wrestling. As a matter of fact, you have shown me the same bullshit. The only difference between your bullshit and what I've seen in the past is it was pulled off better in the past.
The thing that I think...
When you've seen the best, you will not accept the rest.
The thing with modern wrestling is nobody can make you feel it.
Yeah. And these fucking people, they come from the indie scenes. They're not used to having storylines. They're not used to being on television. And if you go to AEW, well, that's just fucking fine because we don't do that. We don't do that. We just let you wrestle.
But see,
But then you become, you remember Taz's old saying, you're just another victim?
yeah,
Well, in this case, you're just another fucking face. AEW is like Bellator now. You know it's an MMA organization, right?
yeah,
And you can name maybe 10. That's pushing it. That's pushing it. 10 guys on their entire fucking roster.
right.
And the rest of the guys are just fucking bodies that you're like, oh, it's on. I guess I'll watch it. That's what AEW is.
Yeah.
Period.
But
This AEW sucking dick.
the thing with indie wrestling is that it's good to have, like, you want to have that match in front of that crowd in order for them to come back the following week, right? Because
Right.
you had a good match. But when you're on television, it becomes more than just a match. That's when the storytelling, the acting, the feeling, the hooking the crowd, the getting you emotionally attached, getting you emotionally involved with these characters, these people, these storylines that makes you want to come back each week. When you're in the indies and you're putting on spectacular matches, you know, hey, Justin Flash is wrestling this week. He's a really good wrestler. He's
Right.
a good friend of ours, too. We're going to go watch him because we know he's going to have a good match. We're not going for the storyline because
Right.
it's an indie show. Now,
Right.
AEW and WWE need to be more than just matches. They need to be storylines, something I can get emotionally invested in, something I can get involved in, something that is going to make me say, hey, I can't hang out with you tonight. I have to go home because I need to know what the fuck Kevin Owens is going to do to Bobby Lashley.
Right. I got to know if Darby Allin and Sting are going to continue to be a tag team or are they going to fucking break up and explode against each other.
Right.
I need to know
I
what.
need-
yeah.
I need- I
Who
need
is
to-
going to be the next tag team champions? Who's, you know, who? You said it. It's a television show. And what does all great television shows have in common? Great stories.
Right. Todd, when you watch a show,
Mm-hmm.
would you watch the show if every week the episode was different but good, but it didn't go anywhere? Like, each episode every week was different.
Or how about if it starts seeming like it's going somewhere and then it just disappears?
Yeah.
Or if it picks up, but it's something that happened 3 months ago and we're supposed to remember where it left off.
Right. That'll make sense to me. Does that make
No,
sense to
don't
you?
make sense to me either.
Okay. Well, why the fuck would anybody in professional wrestling, AEW, WWE, TNA, do anything like that?
Because AEW is relying on a guy named Kenny Omega. And Kenny Omega never fucking made anything in the United States. He made himself in Japan. Japan does not have storylines. They are wrestling-based fans. They go there to see wrestling. They don't do storylines. It's apparent. So when Kenny Omega came over here, he brought that same philosophy.
But it works over there.
Because Japanese people and American people are different.
The hell you say?
Japanese people clap for you when your music hits and you're introduced. When you're in the ring and you're wrestling, you'll hear some oohs and ahs, but that's all you'll hear. They sit there and they watch the match. That's it. That's all they do. Nobody needs to cut promos. I mean, sometimes they do, but it's usually either after somebody wins a match and they, sink you or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But they bring that same shit over here thinking that will turn on the American audience. And they go off of this mindset of, we're going to change American wrestling fans' thinking. Because WWE has poisoned them all these years thinking that storylines are the way to do wrestling. Well, I got news for you. It's not just WWE. WCW did it. ECW did it. TNA did it at one time. Okay? Ring of Honor tried, but they didn't have an audience. You know why Ring of Honor is where it's at right now? Okay, let's talk about before it was bought by Tony Khan. Okay?
Okay.
When me and you went and saw Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
Jay Lethal was the champion. Jay Briscoe was challenging him, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Dalton Castle was on the show.
Yeah.
Roderick Strong was on the show. It was probably one of the best. Michael Elgin. It was probably one of the best rosters that they ever had.
Yeah. It was definitely a pinnacle era.
But did they go anywhere with that roster? Have they went anywhere with any roster they ever had other than where they're still at? No. And you want to know why? Because they never wanted to. And people shit on Jim Cornette. But the thing about it is, they hired Jim Cornette to change that. Can you show us how to be on television? Can you show us what we can do? And he did it, and they didn't like what he had to say to do that, so they got rid of his ass. And they're the same rinky-dink fucking promotion. I'm not saying that their matches and their guys aren't good. I'm just saying I don't invest in motion into any of that shit. It's like, this is going to be a good match. That's it. You expect me to say something else, didn't you? Nope. That's it.
But ain't that how you're going to get people to come in week to week?
No. See, what you do is you already establish your shit. You know what I mean? You go to the same places over and over because you know you can draw there.
Yeah.
If you try to go all over like they tried, you got to get fucking black fucking wallpaper and put it in your fucking gymnasium to fucking hide the fact that half of your bleachers are empty.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing AEW does, but they actually have a national television spot. And
wait a minute. Are
you
telling me that they move fans from one side to camera side so they look full?
Dude, the thing that pisses me off the most is they have such an amazing roster, and they have such an amazing time spot, and they have such an amazing look. And it's like, you know what AEW is?
What?
AEW is John Jones.
Ha
They have all the fucking tools to be the best in the world, and every time they turn around, they fucking stick their thumb up their ass and they're doing something stupid.
They shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. That's what it is. They're fucking Ahmed Johnson. Started out hot, got an injury, wasn't the same, and faded out. The only thing they haven't done is faded out. Well, you know, the COVID stuff. Fuck you and that excuse. If WWE survived doing that horse shit, you could have.
Fuck, TNA's still going.
Yeah, TNA. And people love that shit. I watched it the other day, like a current episode. I turned it and played fucking NBA 2K13.
Why did you turn it? Was it not good?
It sucked dick.
Why did it suck?
Because they still have no fans, and they have nobody that's a superstar. You know their biggest fucking superstar that they just announced?
Eddie Edwards.
Kaz. Kazarian.
He's not with AEW anymore?
No.
Oh.
That was their big fucking reveal at their pay-per-view. Can you believe that shit? Here was a company that was so that, you know, I don't even want. We do a whole episode on that shit, but
yeah, you can.
I'm tired of talking about this shit.
Oh, you can hold off on TNA. Then we can do a rise and fall of TNA episode.
How come every time we do a goddamn episode, we have a fucking theme, we stick to it, and we always get off fucking theme, and we always end it with a fucking goddamn shitting all over modern wrestling?
I like getting you going.
Well, you know.
I like you, pal. You got good shit.
Listen, I
think that that you needed to get that off your chest.
Well, I know that people have their opinions. And I also know that I don't give a fuck and I got a podcast. And if somebody else has anything else to say, they can start a podcast if they so desire. But I'd have no problem debating, talking, or, you know, whatever, about, you know, I'll talk to somebody about modern wrestling if they want me to. But my conditions is you got to talk to me about old school wrestling, and we're going to compare to what you really fucking know.
Okay.
Since you think I don't know anything about modern wrestling, I'll see how much you know about wrestling.
But everything you know is from a fan's perspective.
Well, we'll see.
Everything I know is from a fan's perspective.
Well, you're not going you know. Sorry, you're not going to get, you know, Roman Reigns sucks because he can't win no matches by himself. You ain't going to get that shit from me. No, I think some people don't like us criticizing the match. I don't think that they care about us criticizing storylines or criticizing decisions made. They don't like us. They don't like us saying certain people suck because they're fans of them. I don't care.
We have an unbiased opinion.
How many years have you known me, and you've known me? Have you ever, at any time, have you ever saw me as a Kenny Omega fan and then one day say, you know what? I used to like him, but he fucking sucks now. Did I ever do that? Or from the fucking moment you heard me, I always told you what I thought about him.
100% you did not like him from the jump.
Exactly. Now, I will sit here and openly admit to you, I was a Young Bucks fan at one time.
I was too.
I met the fuckers.
Yes, we met them. They were very nice.
They were IWGP Tag Team Champions when we met them.
We actually got to get the titles and hold them.
Yeah. But not anymore.
I'm not fans of them.
I'm not a fan of them at all.
No.
And I think that anybody that goes to that company, gets in with that group, becomes that type of person. I used to love Adam Cole. I can't fucking stand him now.
Why can't you stand Adam Cole now?
Because he's fallen into the same shit. He's not as bad as the Bucks. But, you know.
He's definitely gotten out of shape since he's been in AEW.
Yeah. But, you know. And like I said, you know, Kenny Omega loves AEW so much that.
He had his best match in New Japan.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me that wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a known fact that Kenny Omega lives and breathes and dies for Japan.
Yeah.
But
I'm sick of talking about this.
Cody Rhodes, 2023 winner. That's what we're going with.
Yeah, more than likely.
Well, we appreciate you taking a moment to listen to us banter, bitch, moan, and groan.
Yeah, hopefully we have bothered you. I hope so. Because that's what we're here to do.
You make the Lord very nervous. There is no Lord. He is the shepherd. He fights the way. Except the Lord of darkness is your Savior. Ozzy was pretty straightforward. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm James.
And I'm Todd.
And don't have trouble wrestling your weenie out of your trousers.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Daddy.